give me, pull back, hey, give me the eugenics tree. Go back to the eugenics tree. Like a tree, eugenics draws its materials from many sources and organizes them into an harmonious entity. The harmonious entity is white supremacy, and it comes through all these various roots here. Okay, so any of us that's in any, because some of us are in some of these fields that we see down here, it's a form, and I'm going to show you that too. It's all based upon white supremacy and the destruction of our people. And there's no way out of it. I know we try, but there's no way out of it. Anatomy, biology, physiology, psychology, mental testing, history, geology, archaeology, ethnology, law, politics, statistics. Can
I ask him a question about the image? As y'all can see, this is a tree, right? Hello? This tree has roots, and the tree is eugenics, as it say, and eugenics is based on white supremacy. Y'all with me so far, right? The roots of the tree, in general, the roots of a tree are the feeding tubes of nutrients that fortifies the tree. Y'all follow where I'm going? The tree gets its nutrients through its roots. Well, the roots of white supremacy is all labeled here. All of those things that you see there is what fortifies and sustains white supremacy. That's why the image is drawn that way, to show you how it's supported. It's supported through its roots. That's why they naming the different parts of the roots that feeds the whole tree of white supremacy.
Now, you see that? We touched on sociology and religion, okay? I'm going to show you. Get Ephesians, Isaac, Ephesians 6 and 12. This is what it's saying.
Ephesians 6 and 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood.
So look at all those things at the bottom. All those roots. We are wrestling not against flesh and blood, meaning it's not a physical fight. This is not a fight where we can go out and punch somebody in the face, shoot, or whatever. Read it again.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities.
All these things we see down here are principalities, okay? Medicine, surgery, psychology, sociology, psychiatry, religion, education, biography, genealogy, anthropology, genetics, biology, psychological, mental testing, history, geology. Read that again.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world.
The rulers of the darkness of this world is the white man, okay? And he set up all these different things, all these roots of eugenics that we see here. Go ahead. And he set up generals and captains in these fields to make sure that it's pushed throughout the world. Right, it's order in all them things, all them fields you see. Go ahead.
Against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Against spiritual wickedness in high places. Was that it?
Yes, sir.
Hold on, Bishop. You see the one who said history?
Yeah.
Even though when you check within the History Channel, you know that no matter how much history they show you on this station, they will never tell you we are the Israelites.
Exactly. They got a new show on CNN. Y'all know CNN, the Caucasian News Network. There's a new show called Finding Jesus. Once again, you got the white man. Once again, you got the white man as the image is pushed. They're interviewing so-called Jewish people, and they're talking about, oh, yes, it's such a great thing. You know, it's all based upon eugenics, and it all goes against the Bible, all of it. Get 1 Ezra 5:73, please. 1 Ezra 5:73 is a good precept with Ephesians 6 and 12.
1 Ezra chapter 5, verse 73. And by their secret plots.
See that? Secret plots. All these roots that we seen through eugenics, guess what they are? Secret plots. Go ahead.
And popular persuasions.
All these things that you read, these names, they're all very popular, okay? Now, we generally always concentrate on religion, which is on my right side. And where's politics? I thought I saw it somewhere. Politics is in the center. We always concentrate on politics and religion. However, look at all these other things fall under secret plots. Okay, all of these things, physiology, psychology, mental testing. Oh, your boy got, what's that thing called? ADHD? Your boy's sick. You got to give them Ritalin. What's that? Ritalin. All these medicines to mess their heads up. Archaeology, ethnology, geography. Like we discussed in one class. Remember, I don't know how many was in the class. Under geography, how they turn the maps upside down to make sure all European nations are on top and the dark nations are on the bottom. All that's psychological. Because you might look at a map and go, I don't see nothing wrong with it. You don't understand it consciously, but your subconscious mind picks up all the European nations are on top and the dark nations are on the bottom. All that falls under eugenics. They turned the map upside down. I forgot where I was where I went over that. I was in Florida, so if y'all go to the Florida page, you'll see it there, but we went in detail about that. So read that again.
And by their secret plots and popular persuasions and commotions, they hindered the finishing of the building all the time that King Cyrus lived.
So back then, they had it as do they have now. Well, watch this. Psalms 64 and 5, please. Psalm 64 and 5.
Psalm 64 and verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter.
The white man who runs the society encourages himself in an evil matter. Go ahead.
They commune of laying snares privily.
Y'all see that part? They commune of laying snares privily. Privily means secretly, without you knowing. The eugenics, go back to the eugenics tree. Go back. Come on, pay attention. Go back to the tree. It said they commune, where's it at? They commune of laying snares privily. That's what medicine is a snare. Surgery, psychiatry, sociology, religion, education, genealogy, biography. All of these things are snares that they have set up secretly. That's what it means when it says privily, meaning secretly. Go ahead.
They say, who shall see them?
Who's going to realize that we set this up to destroy them? Who is going to figure this out? Watch this. Now, you may say, I don't understand. You got medicine. Don't we need medicine? We got surgery. Don't we need that? Yeah, we need them things, but I want y'all to understand something about medicine. Medicine has been used to destroy us. Now, I don't want after this class, all Negroes go, I'm never going to the doctor again. Sometimes, listen, you got to pray to the Lord and say, Lord, just help me. Guide the doctor right, get into his head to make me feel better sometimes. You got to do that thing. I know how we go from one extreme to another. I'm going to show you something about medicine. Give me the video. Give me the video about the white scientists.
Oh, go ahead.
Let me say something concerning medicine, right? You know, because the medicine we used to use back in the days was herbs and so forth that they used to put together, and the medicine used to cure your sickness. You understand? A lot of time the medicines and them that all the little stuff that our people suffering from today, high blood pressure, and a lot of these diseases, once you eat right and you eat the right things, you could cure these sickness a lot of you all be fighting, man. You know, I remember I always used to talk to our brother Barack, you know, Lord rest his soul, you know, he passed away. I always used to talk to him. I said, Barack, man, why you taking all these pills? They had a bunch of pills they got the brother taking. I said, Barack, go look into different stuff and see if there's anything that you could use, because all the pills he was taking, when you read the bottles and so forth, because he showed me some of the pills, it caused different sicknesses and different side effects. Like those of you all that know Barack, you all know he gets seizures, right? Guess why he got seizures? By the pills that they was giving him for some other ailment that he had. That's why he was getting seizures. You understand? So that's why we going over this eugenic stuff through medicine. They destroy us, man. They got that fine print that says it can cure this, but you hear somebody come in a low voice, could cause and real quick, they say it real quick. I can't even say like how they say, but they say could cause that, could cause that.
It could give you thoughts of suicide, bleeding eyes and ears. Y'all don't hear this stuff? Make your ulcers bust open. Make your balls drop off. All kind of crazy stuff. Like, what the hell is this? I went to the doctor last week. The doctor says to me, it was a black sister. She says, because I have a cold, she says, well, you need antibiotics, take this. And she says, and here's some kind of nasal thing. She said, but she said, if you use it and, you notice you start to bleed out your eyes, I said, don't even give me that. Don't even give me that. I'm not even going to take it. Okay, you got the video? Okay, we're only going to go to 8 minutes. 8 minutes. So what? Listen good to what this devil says now. He's the devil, but the Lord does put the spirit occasionally for the devil. Give me that scripture first about telling themselves. Who know what that is? Where? Is that it? It's right there? Let me look. Their tongue shall fall on themselves. Yeah, verse 8. Watch that. You're right. Thank you, Jonah. Psalm 64, verse 8. Watch this.
Verse 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away.
That means they're going to snitch on each other. They're going to tell of the evil crap that they do. Watch this video.
Have you ever noticed that every mass poisoning in America, it seems, just happens to take place in black communities? I mean, think about this. Flint, Michigan, right? Detroit, basically. Lead in the water supply. Not a small amount, a massive amount, a potentially fatal amount of lead if consumed over time. Highly toxic, highly damaging to the development of the human brain. It was deliberately put into the water supply. There was a massive cover-up, carried out by white people, by the way, and it targeted specifically the black community of Flint, Michigan, which is predominantly black. And this is just one of many such cases. In the past, there was also this poisoning in the Washington, D.C. water supply. Well, who lives in Washington, D.C.? I'm talking about the residents there, not the bureaucrats who commute in but then go home in some other rich community. The people living in D.C. are black folks, predominantly, and that's where the poisoning took place. Think about the vaccine autism link cover-up, which was admitted by the CDC scientist known as Dr. William Thompson. He confessed to it. We've carried it on our website, naturalnews.com. You can read his confession. He says that he and other scientists at the CDC covered up statistical evidence, scientific evidence, showing a link between vaccines and autism in who? Young African-American boys. Not white boys, African-American boys. So we got the water poisoning in Flint, we got the water poisoning in Washington, D.C., we got the vaccines all targeting black communities. And that's not all. Look at the cancer industry in places like Detroit. And we've covered this extensively on Natural News. The cancer industry, it is a racket that they have predatory business practices that target black men and black women because they know that those people will have more aggressive cancers because of their skin color, which blocks ultraviolet light from the sun, which generates vitamin D. So the black communities tend to be vitamin D deficient. And as a result, they are more lucrative to the cancer industry. And so these predominantly white-owned cancer organizations, for-profit businesses, they set up shop in low-income black communities, then they offer free screening so they can falsely diagnose black people with cancer so they can make a fortune treating them with chemotherapy that they don't even need. And in Detroit, working inside the Karmanos Cancer Center, or the Karmanos-Crittenden Cancer Center is what it was called, was Dr. Farid Fatah. And he would recruit black people, and he would tell them they had to have chemotherapy, and then he would order them to be compliant, that they had to do the chemo with him, sometimes for years, while he kept billing Medicare and Medicaid insurance companies. He was raking in a fortune with a false diagnosis, committing absolute criminal fraud, preying upon the suffering and pain of black folks, while he was pocketing millions of dollars and making the whole cancer industry rich because they were selling, the chemotherapy chemicals to him that he was marking up and selling to the black patients and billing the government. These people didn't even have cancer. And Dr. Fatah eventually was arrested. There was a whistleblower inside the hospital who blew the whistle. And he was arrested, prosecuted, and sentenced to 45 years in prison. But if not for this whistleblower, he would have been continuing that practice to this day. And so that's just another example. But let me wrap it up for you. Again, water poisoning with lead, black communities. Vaccines and autism, predominantly black kids at risk. Not only black kids, but there's a higher risk with black kids. Washington, D.C., water poisoning, black community. Cancer industry, predatory targeting of black women and black men because that's who they know are the most profitable. So let me be blunt here. You probably know, my name's Mike Adams. I'm the health ranger. I run the science lab here. I'm a scientist. I'm a food investigative researcher. I'm an investigative journalist. I've won 3 journalism awards for investigative journalism. I'm a whistleblower. I'm an author. I wrote the book Food Forensics. What else? I run naturalnews.com. I have seen that there is a genocidal overlay to the medical system as it is operated today. It's not just the medical system, but really the entire public health system is probably a better term. There is a racist, genocidal targeting of black people, and it's more insidious than I think you can imagine. It's not just that they want to make money off the suffering and pain of black people in the cancer industry, for example. It's also, if you look at this water poisoning, where they knew about it and they covered it up. Look, I'm an expert in heavy metals. This is what I do in this lab. I test for heavy metals, okay? Lead causes mental retardation. It is one of the most well-known, well-documented side effects of lead exposure or lead consumption. It's no coincidence that this poisoning in the Flint, Michigan water was literally dumbing down kids in the black community, and that these white people knew it was happening and allowed it to happen and kept it happening and covered it up and refused to warn the public, and they were trying to get away with it for another decade. You think this is a coincidence? I'm here to tell you it isn't. And the reason I'm going public with this, as obviously a white guy, is because, in the black community, black folks can talk to other black folks about this, and they can say things like, yeah, there's a racial targeting, genocidal agenda of the medical system, and some other person might say to them, oh, you're just saying that because you're black. I'm saying it, and I'm white. I guarantee I'm white. Last time I checked, this is real. This is happening. The black communities are being specifically targeted by the medical system. The black communities disproportionately suffer under the mass poisoning of the water supply. And also, by the way, of the food supply. That's a whole nother discussion. But if you look at the food that is available in black communities, typically, it is food that is almost engineered to cause cancer, to cause diabetes, to cause heart disease. It is food that is essentially poison. And you don't find the same types of food available in the inner city, predominantly black communities, especially if they're low-income communities. And so the options are completely different. And I know I'm probably gonna get some hate on this video from some white folks saying, I'm stirring up racism. I'm not stirring up anything but the truth here. I'm telling you what I see as an investigator, as a human being. I cannot stay silent and watch this agenda of poisoning of any children, whether they're black or white or Latino or Asian, you name it. It is criminal no matter where it's happening, but I just happen to notice that it is predominantly happening in the black communities. And so I wanted to go on the record as a white guy, as a science researcher, as an author, as an investigative journalist, as a whistleblower. I wanted to go on the record and tell you, any of you who are willing to listen and willing to share this video with people you know who might live in some of these communities, I'm willing to go on the record and tell you this is real. There is a genocidal, racist, perhaps eugenics agenda inside in the public health establishment.
Read that again. Go back and go. You over here. I want you, brother. Give me the next article. I just posted a new one up. Eliel. What he said. Now back to the our skin is blocking the ultraviolet rays. He went into he said there's something in the Food and Drug Administration that they put out to cause cancer agents in black people. Now, give me that article about Flint, Michigan. Well, look, this, some of y'all may or may not know about this. After court threat, the state of Michigan removed Flint, Michigan's power to sue. They said they cannot sue because all the blacks, the kids that got poisoned with that, they said you cannot sue. They said we'll give you, if you live there for 2 years, we'll give you free college. That's what they did. But I'm about to die.
Yeah.
I'm dumbed down. Now you're going to give me free college? This is the evil days that we are living. This is in Lansing. Okay? What are you going to say, outside?
I'm speechless.
Yeah,
You're speechless.
I'm speechless.
That doctor said.
Yeah.
The doctor said, yeah, what's good is education going to do with the retarded kid?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You retarded, what's college going to do? Come on, man. That's just like playing with the people's mind, man. That ain't right.
Exactly. Go to the video with the sentencing of Dr. Farhad Fatah. Right. This is the Lebanese guy who was saying all the black people had cancer. This is him.
A vigilant doctor who provided unnecessary cancer treatments to more than 500 patients came face to face with his victims. Dr. Fareed Fatah wouldn't even look at those victims as they spoke. 7 investigator Jonathan Carlson was in court and joins us live downtown with the latest on this. Jonathan?
Yeah, hey there, Stephen. You know, this was the day that so many of Dr. Fareed Fatah's victims were waiting for. Inside federal court, Dr. Fareed Fatah barely acknowledged his former patients and family of patients who were given 10 minutes each to tell the judge what the doc did to them. They're just a small group of the more than 500 patients prosecutors say were given unnecessary treatments so Fatah could bill insurers for profit. After giving their testimony, they gave us their reaction.
He recognized me. He knows who my mother is. He did make eye contact with me. He's got to be heavily medicated as he's sitting there, or else I don't think he could sit in that chair.
Now, although Fareed Fatah pretty much ignored those victims that were giving their statements, he chatted up his attorneys pretty heavily during court breaks. Obviously, he's looking for 25 years in prison. Prosecutors want life in prison. That's something that those victims want as well. The judge here is expected to make a decision sometime later this week. Much more coming up at 5 o'clock. For now, we're live outside the federal courthouse. I'm Jonathan Carlson, the Now Detroit.
I guess that was a basic Dr. Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Read that.
Job 13:4. But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value.
Forgers of lies, physicians of no value. Abby, what were you going to say?
That's just one that got caught.
Exactly. That's just one that got caught. Correct.
So Lord knows how many other doctors are out there doing the same hustle.
Same thing. Same thing. Now, the white scientist also mentioned the Food and Drug Administration and how many of the foods that we eat and consume, they have cancerous agents in them.
Like preservatives, all
Right.
that stuff that they put in there.
Give me the article. It says 11 totally disgusting things. 11 totally disgusting things the FDA allows in your food. Let's go down. Read that, Captain Isaac. Can you see it?
Yes, sir. Insect eggs and maggots. Canned mushrooms are a good place to find maggots. If there are over 20 or more maggots of any size per 100 grams of drained mushrooms, or 5 or more maggots 2 millimeters or longer per 100 grams, the FDA will pay attention. Otherwise, eat up.
So they allow a small amount of maggots to be in there. Go ahead. Next one.
Mold and rot. What says wholesome goodness like apple pie, applesauce, and apple butter. But apples get moldy, and the FDA will have something to say to the producer if the average of mold count is 12% or more. Wholesome indeed.
So they allow 11% of mold in your food. 11% or less.
Rodent hair. Is there mouse fur in your peanut butter? Insect parts. Could be. The FDA says peanut butter can have no more than an average of 1 rodent hair per 100 grams. Cigarette butts. The FDA says food products can contain a certain amount of foreign matter, a term that includes cigarette butts for that special smoky flavor. Animal feces. What could smell more heavenly than cinnamon bark, bay leaves, and cocoa? The fact that the FDA allows a smidge of mammalian excreta to end up in the mix doesn't seem to affect the aroma at all, does it? Fruit flies and their maggots. Fruit flies love tomato sauce so much they lay their eggs in it, but the FDA has its limits, allowing no more than 15 or more fruit fly eggs and 1 or more maggots per 100 grams of sauce. Sounds super fly.
Okay, so that's it. So Psalm 68, 64, and 8 again. I want y'all to see this.
Psalm 64 and 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away.
So they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. Now give me the GMOs, please. It says 10. I got an article up there about 10 GMOs. You see it? Right. And you know what's funny, because we did a radio show last week, and the women women always say this, and there was a guy that called and he said it also, but mostly women. We're going to go vegan. You ever hear this? We're not going to eat meat no more. We're not going to eat no meat. We're going to be good. We're going to eat tofu. You ever hear people like that? Yep. GMO foods list top 10 worst. Let me read this. Genetically modified foods, that's GMOs. These are foods made in a laboratory, have been shown to cause harm to humans, animals, and the environment. Now, it says to the environment because when you use those seeds, those genetically modified seeds, it poisons the soil, and you can't use it with regular seeds anymore. More and more foods continue to be genetically altered. It's important to note that steering clear of these foods completely may be difficult. I want y'all to see that part there. Steering clear of these foods completely may be difficult. I'm going to talk about Africa. Remind me about Africa, because a brother called and said, we need to start building crops in Africa. Okay, you keep that thought. And you should merely try to find other sources than your big chain grocer. If produce is certified USDA organic, is non-GMO or supposed to be, see that? Or supposed to be, also seek out local farmers and booths at farmers markets where you can be assured that the crops aren't GMO, meaning genetically, modified organisms. Okay, so the number one, you have corn. A lot of people here love corn. Genetically modified organism. Go ahead. One of the most prominent GMO foods, avoiding corn is a no-brainer. If you watch any food documentary, you know corn is highly modified. As many as half of all United States farms growing corn for Monsanto are using genetically modified corn. And much of it is intended for human consumption. Number two, soy. I always just, I'm on a soy diet. Oh, please stop it. Soy found in, found in tofu. I'm only going to eat tofu. I ain't eating meat no more. You simple as hell. Found in tofu, vegetarian products, soybean oil, soy flour, and numerous other products. Soy is also modified to resist herbicides. As of now, biotech giant Monsanto still has a tight grasp on the soybean market, with approximately 90% of soy being genetically engineered to resist Monsanto herbicide Roundup. In one single year, 2006, there was 96.7 million pounds of whatever that word is sprayed on soybeans alone. Now, you see that? You see the part? It says glyphosate sprayed on soybeans. I want y'all to see that part there for a reason. Because people say you grow your own crops. Listen, your crops is poisoned. When these planes go over here with the chemtrails and all that, and they're spraying these, they're putting a lot of these dangerous pesticides on your vegetables. Black people got to stop being simple. I just grow my own food secretly now. I eat. No, your food is still poisoned. Watch this. The next genetically modified thing is sugar. I don't know what the next one is, because y'all know about sugar. Aspartame, I don't know what that is. Some of you sisters. What is that? Fake sugar, okay. You got papayas. You got canola. Cotton, found in cotton oil. Okay, you got dairy products. Okay, that's number 8. Let me see number 9 and 10 is zucchini and yellow squash, closely related. Okay, so that was the 10 top ones. Now let's go out. Give me Ezekiel 4:13, I think it is, or 4:13, I think it is.
There's a documentary called Food Inc. that talks about that Monsanto, that thing there, and how they, Monsanto, I couldn't remember the name of it, about how the farmers could not use their own seeds. They told them, no,
Right.
you're going to use these. And they were complaining, and they would have shut them down, just letting you know how.
Some countries, like in Brazil, remember, said
Right.
you get arrested, you grow your own
grow your
crops,
own
you go to
stuff.
jail.
So, it's big business.
Read that. Now, this is what the Bible prophesies. Read that for us.
Ezekiel chapter 4, verse 13. And the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the
Y'all see that?
among the Gentiles.
Among the Gentiles. Now, watch this. Give me the one in Genesis, I think it's chapter 4, about the ground shall not bring forth her strength. You know what I'm talking about? Find me that. There's a curse about Cain. Watch this, which is prophetic for us today. 4 and 12. Thank you. Genesis 4 and 12. Watch what the Lord says.
Genesis chapter 4 and verse 12. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth.
So what I want you to see is that first part. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. Cain is the predecessor of Esau before the flood. So the curse upon him was the earth would not yield her strength. This is why Esau and their laboratories have created GMOs, genetically modified organisms. Now, I want to go to the next article. Okay. Yes, I want this one. Bill Gates is on a mission to sell GMOs to Africa. Newsflash, it's already been sold. GMOs are already in Africa. Because a guy called on the radio and said, oh, we need to start building up, having crops in Africa. Africa's already contaminated with this. GMOs, you use it once, you can never go back to regular seeds. And it starts with their seeds. It contaminates the soil. Bill Gates is on a mission to sell GMOs to Africa, but he's not telling the whole truth. Peddling the false choice of GMOs or hunger, the Earth's richest person conveniently fails to mention increased exposure to cancer-causing pesticides. Remember, this is what I want y'all to see. When they spray these crops, even if you're a vegan, you simple vegetarians out there, talk about I'm good because I don't eat vegetables. No, you're still poisoned. That's what the scientist was just saying about black people, how they give us cancer-causing agents. Right. That's what they do. Fails to mention increased exposure to cancer-causing pesticides and water poisoned by chemical runoff. This is in Africa. Okay, let's go to the let me see. Go down. Let me see. It might be something I wanted to read in here real quick. If you want to improve nutrition. So he uses the guys that, listen, Africa's starving, third world country, they don't have food. Y'all know how rich Africa is? But Esau has gone in there and done his folly, his evil, and destroyed everything. Esau messed everything up. This is why the Lord says they got to go. They have to go. I think I would choose to let the people have enough to eat. So he's using the starvation thing. Go to the next article. Can genetically modified crops end hunger in Africa? This is what Bill Gates was also saying. We got to end starvation. We can do it with GMOs. It's all a plot. It's a poisonous plot. You know how much food they grow over in Africa? Now, like in Brazil, they cut down, destroyed the crops, and you want stuff, you got to get them from the white man, which goes back to Deuteronomy 28. What's that verse? 48. And the want of all things, that includes food, we got to go to our enemy. Can genetically modified crops end hunger in Africa? The African Union declared 2014 the year of food security. The plan is to eradicate hunger on the continent by 2025. But controversy is brewing over whether genetically modified crops can help countries reach that goal. And this is how they're able to grow food so fast. You ever wonder that? America has find me that scripture which says things shall be goodly in 2nd Esdras. Victuals shall be goodly cheap upon the earth. And it's primarily talking about America.
Right.
Okay.
Elder, because the Jamaican farmers, they was complaining about that. All right. What they complaining about is when they make their vegetables, you know, it's smaller and it take longer to grow. So they say they can, and America gets set up even in Jamaica, where when you bring your crops and so forth, they gotta fit a certain standard or so forth. Otherwise, you can't export it or you can't sell it. You understand? And the GMOs, like Who be seeing them big carrots? That ain't natural. You understand? You see the small carrots in them? When I say small, I ain't talking about the little small one. Them are GMOs too. I'm talking about the regular sized carrots. That's how regular carrots supposed to be. Them big things. Esau generically engineered them for them to be like that. You know?
And Bishop, you was talking about the plan to bring that stuff to Africa. It's already there. There's a video on YouTube about them making rice out of plastic. How many of y'all saw it? They found 20 tons of it in Africa. 20 tons.
And isn't that from China?
And it came from China. Okay, so they set up the export-import system. They make it there and they send it there. Then there's a video on YouTube about tomatoes. If you bring it up, they'll show you what a genetically modified tomato is. I guarantee you none of you would know the difference if you didn't see that video. Then there's a video on YouTube about cabbage. They make cabbage out of plastic. It's already in Africa. I could give you a whole list of stuff that I found that's fake that you're eating. That's why I laugh at you, because I hear y'all attacking each other about the simplest things in this truth. Well, I told you the other day somebody was ready to beat a sister up because she gave a sister some clothes and it didn't say 100% on it. Okay? Meanwhile, y'all putting poison into your body on the highest levels ever that you could even imagine. Okay? And like the bishop was saying about GMO, did you explain to them the details of GMO? Okay? Whenever it's genetically modified, it's designed in a way that your body cannot process it. That's why they speak about processed foods. Okay, certain foods that you're eating that you give your kids on a regular basis, cookies, cakes, chips, and stuff, and they tell you, don't eat it, it's processed. Don't eat it, it's processed. Don't eat it, it's processed. Meaning it does not agree with your genetic makeup. If it's not of the earth and it wasn't made of God, your body doesn't know how to deal with it. So your body breaks it down and stores it as one thing. And then it becomes cancerous over a period of time. You cannot live off potato chips and cookies. You can't grow cookies. It's stuff that was created in a lab. Even the flour that they make it's not real flour. Okay? Because it's nutrient dense. There's nothing inside of the cookie or the potato chips or any of those things that when you put it in your body says, I know what this is, I could use it. It's a foreign substance. So that's why when we're getting older, watch this. A lot of us are losing our eyesight faster because there's certain food inside of the vegetables to preserve your eyesight. A lot of us are losing our hair because there's certain food inside of certain nutrients inside of the food to make your hair grow. A lot of you are having problems with sexual area, men and women, because there's certain foods that keep your arteries open and keep the blood flow going. And in the woman, it controls your estrogen. If you notice now, a lot of guys, when they're getting older, they're getting breastises. You know why you're getting breastises? Because there's too much estrogen in your body. Okay? The male growth hormone that you're supposed to have inside of you to make you masculine, your body stops making it. So Esau is putting estrogen in a lot of stuff, including your water. Okay? Listen to what I'm saying. There's estrogen now in your water, and if you're thinking, so what? If you're drinking it, it's a female hormone, and it makes you more female than masculine. There's a lot of stuff to you. A lot of stuff that if you sit and you read, you'll be like, I ain't eating nothing.
Exactly. Hey, yes, Abiel.
You got it there?
Just to back up what you said about estrogen, though, not only is it in the water, but it's also in canned foods.
Yes, it's in a lot of canned foods disguised under a different name. And too much estrogen is bad for men and women. It will destroy women also.
So it says food cans. BPA is a synthetic estrogen linked to breast cancer, reproductive problems, obesity, ADHD, immune system harm. That's what some of your kids is crazy. Immune system harm and other serious health issues. Go back to, I saw a thing you had about GMOs, the meaning of it. I saw that. Yeah, right there. A GMO, genetically modified organism is the result of a laboratory process where genes from the DNA of one species are extracted and artificially forced into the genes of an unrelated plant or animal. The foreign genes may come from bacteria, viruses, insects, animals, or even humans. Now, Deacon Malachi made a statement. He was saying about, it was you or Asaph, I just heard, I think it was you, where you said regarding the import and export. Was that you?
Yes.
What were you saying about it again? Say it again.
That there's even like right now, I'll give you a perfect example about the import-export. You know that there's certain toothpaste that they allow to go into certain countries and they ban here because of the stuff. They know the stuff in it is no good, but there's no law in certain places to restrict the import-export. So wherever they don't have the restrictions, they let the bad stuff go.
Right.
The government, the United States government set that up.
Right. Now, you were saying something. What were you saying?
Right, what I was saying, in the islands, they can't export stuff over here because it's certain criteria got the food that they exporting got to fit. Meaning, like the carrots and so forth. The carrot take longer to grow. The carrot got to look a certain way. You know, like them carrots that don't look real pretty and stuff like that? That's the good carrots. But guess what? You can't export them things up here into other countries. So you got to fit a certain criteria in order to export your crops to different countries.
So the way to export it has to look the way the genetically modified ones look.
You got to look like that.
That's what I wanted to get to. Right. You got to look like that. Watch this. Give me Revelation 18:3. This is why the buying and selling, we went over this many times. This Revelation 18:3 covers a whole lot of stuff, okay? And because a brother called and said, maybe we need to go to another country. You can't escape Babylon's influence. Read that.
Revelation 18:3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
So we always deal with it with the economics, but it also covers these foods and things like that. All nations are dealing with America's GMOs. And this is how food... Did y'all find me that scripture about the food is cheap on the earth in Esdras? Yep. You got it? Where we going?
2nd Esdras, chapter 16, verse 21.
Because food in America, we can get a lot of food for a cheap price. Watch what it says, the prophecy.
Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth.
Victuals means food. Victuals means food. Read that again. The C is silent. I hear some of y'all say victuals.
Behold,
the C is silent.
Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case.
Right, we think ourselves here in good case. That's why all these Kemetic communities, they ain't going to Africa. They want to stay right here in America where victuals is so good cheap upon the earth. Okay, but what we read in Revelation 18:3, it says did it say all nations drunk of the wine of the wrath? All nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. The fornication goes into their political policies, their policies of buying and selling, trade. Every nation is dealing with that. Like, and was it Japan? They make water out of fecal matter now. Where's that?
No, that's Bill Gates in Africa.
In Africa, you know what I'm talking about?
They started it here, Bishop. You could take water from the sewer, and they have something that'll clean all the stuff out of that sewage water and make it drinkable. And they drink it right in front of your face. Okay? They'll strip it of all the stuff, all the toxins, all the bacteria, everything. They said they found a way to cleanse it so that they could drink it right here.
Right. Show the video. You got it?
Over 2.5 billion people have no access to safe sanitation. We asked brilliant engineers to help us solve this problem. And one of those engineers actually has proposed a solution where the waste is valuable.
The Omni processor turns sewer sludge, which is kind of nasty, into clean drinking water, electricity, and ash that is pathogen-free. This is where the sludge enters the machine. It goes up this conveyor belt, is fed into these large tubes we call the dryer. That's where we boil the sludge. And in the boiling process, we separate the water vapor from the solids. The solids are now dry, and we can feed them into the fire. Once we have this very hot fire, we can make high pressure, high temperature steam. And we take that steam and we send it to a steam engine. And the steam engine drives a generator that makes electricity that we use for the processor, and also excess electricity that can be delivered back to the community. The water vapor that's created in the boiling process is run through a cleaning system until we have the cleanest, purest water you can possibly imagine.
The sanitation system as we know it in the developed world cannot work in developing countries. So what we need in developing countries is a very simple system.
The entrepreneur that owns this processor will get paid for the input, the sludge. And that same entrepreneur will get paid for the outputs, the electricity, the water, and the ash.
I am very impressed with this solution we're seeing here. It generates electricity, it generates clean water.
It will grow to every corner of the earth that needs it because it makes money every day.
It's water.
You see how you hear the people clapping, right? Watch this. All through the earth, do y'all realize that there was at a time fresh water, fresh streams? What happened to all the fresh water? Your friendly white man poisoned everything to make sure if you want water, you got to go to him. Watch the next video. Put it up. Because they put this machine in Senegal, in Africa. Okay, the Omni processor in Senegal. They always go over that. They always express everything we got. They start over there first. That's what they do. Guinea pigs. Give me Isaiah 14. It's too much doodle, right? Isaiah 14, please. Watch this. We want 5 to 7.
Isaiah 14, verse 5. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked.
The wicked is Babylon the Great. This is a prophecy about America, the European Union being destroyed. Go ahead.
And the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath.
He who smote the people in wrath. Go ahead.
With a continual stroke.
Y'all might think this is some good stuff, but this is a form of wrath. They hate us. Okay, go ahead.
He that ruled the nations in anger.
Because Esau will bring in their science and people are clapping, oh, but they did it because they destroyed something we already had. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth.
There's going to come a time when they're persecuted. That's going into the terrorism and all that. Nobody's going to be able to stop it. Go ahead.
The whole earth is at rest.
When this man goes down, hear what God said. Read that verse again.
The whole earth is at rest.
When this man goes down, the whole earth will be at rest. Go ahead.
And is quiet.
And the whole earth will be quiet. Go ahead.
They break forth into singing.
Y'all see that? The whole earth will break forth into singing. When this man, we're going to get fresh water back, clean air back, but this man got to go down. That's what the Bible is saying. It's not my word or your word. This is what thus saith the Lord. Okay? Did we finish that video?
Many people saw a video of Bill Gates drinking water derived from human feces. We've now brought this Omni processor to Senegal, where it's doing the job that it was intended to do.
Dakar is a unique city in Senegal. You can have Africa summarize it in Dakar. It's a bad situation. In Dakar, 1.2 million people are not connected to a sewer line. They have their own facility. And when these pits are full, people can call for a mechanical emptying, but can call also for a manual emptying. Manual emptying is very dangerous. They dig a hole near the household and they transfer the sludge to this hole. And the manual emptier is directly in contact with the sludge. When people practice manual emptying, you have some pathogen who can spread out in the environment. This is a possibility of contamination of population. Mechanical emptying is better. There's no contact between the sludge and the population, and you can transfer to treatment plant. Right now, we cannot remove the pathogen. This is why the omniprocessor is very important. Thanks to this machine, we treat 1/3 of the sludge in Dhaka and make pathogen free. We produce several byproducts: electricity, drinking water, and ash. With this byproduct, we can make business from sanitation.
Les bouts de blanche vont devenir excessivement intéressantes. Parce que ce sera une matière première, comme je l'ai dit tout à l'heure. Ce que je peux conseiller en tout cas aux futurs entrepreneurs qui veulent faire des affaires, ils peuvent venir dans l'assainissement.
When I see this machine, my dream is to change the face of sanitation. In all Senegal, in all Africa. Drinking water is life, but sanitation is dignity.
So they don't want to purify the salt water and have people drink it. They want doo-doo and have people. Do y'all see the sick mind behind this dude? This man is a demon on earth.
They're clapping for him and not realizing that it's like you destroy a city to save it.
Right, exactly.
It's the same kind of, they destroyed the whole water system, and then they're going to bring over something that boils doo-doo, and you think you've gotten some kind of...
Remember all of we read many times about, like from Babylon to Timbuktu, all of the institutions of learning that was from Israel towards Africa. They destroyed all of that. Now they allow them to grow up virtually ignorant. Now they're coming with their education. We have to help you. Teach the girls to read. And everybody goes, oh, yes, they're so great. No, they're not great. They destroyed everybody. Right. That's what they did. Now they come in, the white man saveth.
Right. There was a video that we showed a few weeks ago where they had Gad, and a white man came over there and said that we'll offer you this. He said, but we already have that. You remember that? We were looking at that? The same concept.
It's crazy that you said that, Bishop. Look at what happened with God now, that they want to destroy their only source of drinking water because they want to run...
in the Dakotas.
In the Dakotas. They shooting them, beating them, everything, and none of y'all going about your lives like it's all good. They know what they're doing over there in that land. And they're destroying the soil, everything, the water, everything that's been preserving them for years. And they want to give them peanuts, okay? A lot of time, the peanuts that they throw at you, you'll take it and allow them to destroy your whole way of life because that's what you've been conditioned to. Did you get Lamentation 5, Bishop? Did you have that ready? Get that Lamentation 5, verse 1. This is Esau's system. You ever watch the alien movies where the alien, they say that he moves from galaxy to galaxy or place to place, and that's Esau. Esau does that. He's the alien, and he moves from place to place. He puts his policies. He says he's going to make things better, and he just makes it worse and makes you dependent upon him. That's Esau. Lamentations 5:1.
Lamentations 5:1. Remember, O Lord, what has come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach. Our inheritance is turned to strangers.
And that's what's the earth is our inheritance. We control everything. Okay, not a block or a corner. The earth is our inheritance. That's what the Lord gave us. And it's turned to who?
Our inheritance is turned to strangers.
Esau is a stranger on this earth. He's a vagabond. He don't belong here. Read on.
Our houses to aliens.
They're the aliens. They're the ones that came from someplace. Okay? And they telling y'all illegal aliens, and they want to build up walls and throw you out. And all this stuff with immigration. I was watching on TV about a woman that they had to let her out of the detention center because she was dying. She was sick. And they were all applauding where they snatched her up at and let her go. She's like, I don't even want to talk. I can't think. I can't talk to the media. They want to show how nice Esau was for letting her out of the detention center. And they locked her up as an alien. Read on.
We are orphans and fatherless. Our mothers are as widows.
Because they've destroyed our parents. That's why a lot of us are fatherless. They're the reason for the single parent household. Okay? From the destruction that they started years ago, it's caught up to us now. And that's why a lot of us don't have no parents. That's why a lot of us, your parents are going to die young. That's why a lot of us have cancer, disease, sickness, mental illness, all type of things that happen from the treatment that they've done to us over generation after generation, which now we're growing up fatherless. Read on.
We have drunken our water for money.
That's what you saw in that machine. They took our water, our inheritance, and they're selling it back to us with some crafty device that's not of God. That's a freak of nature. That's only to destroy you worse. Because later you're going to find out down the line that that water is cancerous. But you can't sue us because we made a bill. We framed a law that you don't know about where you can't sue.
How many?
Go ahead.
Oh, still reading?
Yes.
We have drunken our water for money. Our wood is sold unto us.
Okay, the trees. Okay, they're chopping down the trees, leveling forests, destroying our soil, and selling everything back to us. And making it so that we are only dependent on them. Read on.
Our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest.
That's why a lot of you keep trying to find, that's why the scriptures say, this is not your rest. Some of y'all are trying to make it in this place. And the Most High did not design it so that we could make it in this place. Y'all wanted Hillary? He gave us Mr. Trump. Praise the Lord for Mr. Trump. Because Mr. Trump going to light a fire under your behinds that's going to make 1/3 of you return back to the Most High. Because this is not your rest. His job is to come and persecute us and sign laws and bills in office to disrupt your life. And he's doing a beautiful job.
Okay. We was talking about how the water system is messed up, and the bishop is bringing out a lot of information on this here. And what's happening now is indicative of what has been going on for years that most people didn't pay attention to. How many of y'all remember the multiple incidents of the whales beaching themselves on the beach? And you got to think about it. A whale getting lost in his own habitat in the water, he's going to just forget that he's on land now. And that's what they've been telling you. I'm listening. I was actually watching a particular video where a whole bunch of Edomites, little white boys and white girls from local colleges and all that, they're on the beach and they come across, they see a whale on the shore. And like, oh, the poor whale, he got lost. So they got this big crusade of it. Come on, let's help, put him back in the water and all of that. And so they did that and pushed him back out there. And everybody started clapping, the sunset, the music of playing, how beautiful Esau, he saved this and that, he saved that. I'm thinking to myself, how stupid can people be? The whale, they don't get lost in their own habitat, that's their thing. They come up on the beach because the water is too bad for them.
Poison.
It's
right.
poison. Sharks coming up on the beach because he can't take the water no more. You realize that inside a shark's belly, you find parts of washing machines, all types of garbage in it, and they're the scavenger. They eat up anything in the ocean. When the water gets so bad that they can't take the water no more, they come up on the beach just telling you how bad the water is. It's bad. Exactly. So people looking at the white man like he's a savior.
He's a savior.
Oh, we're gonna help the whale to get back to his water, and everybody clapping. And they mad as hell. The animals are mad as can be.
Watch this. Give me the next article about doctors. Remember we read about their physicians of, what did it say?
No value.
No value. Watch this. You see it? You see a guy with a medical jacket on? You see it? Nope. X that out. We don't need it anymore. We don't need, y'all could get out of all of that. X it out. Nope. Right there. Let me see the title. Some medical students still think, listen good, black patients feel less pain than whites.
Damn.
You see this? Do you know what that implies?
I know what it implies. I hope y'all know what it implies. Do I need to tell them?
Go ahead.
They're saying that black people are, you have to, this goes back to slavery.
Right.
This goes
Medical
back to slavery
apartheid.
when they were whipping us and all of that. And they're saying the Negro feels no pain, you can whip him all day long.
Right.
I've actually seen this in video documentaries of slavery, where they say, the Negro, he don't feel nothing, beat him to death, blah, blah, blah. Guess what they say? Like you're an animal or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, what's up? You said you see it where?
And the movie was Uncle Tom. That's where it was written at. That's where I saw that.
How about I seen it in person? You ever been in the hospital and the nurses rough you up a little bit more because of your color? Or mistreat you a little bit more? I've watched it happen.
Deacon
with
Asaph is 100%
people.
correct.
Okay? That they're much more abusive. They're not as gentler because they're looking at you like you a nigger. And you have a higher tolerance for pain. You're inhumane. I've seen it all the time. We used to work inside the emergency room. And the call that we got was a lot of time, y'all y'all roughing me up. Y'all mistreating me.
And the dude jumps up off the bed out the chair right to knock the doctor out.
Okay.
Yes. Hurt. You know, he about to go off on him. You know, they be like that.
Yes.
And the white folks, Deacon, they treat him with all kinds of kindness.
You okay,
It is,
Mr.
it is, it
So-and-so?
is absolutely
Mr. White?
sickening to see how they deal with our people in these
Is the
places.
room temperature okay? Are the pillows nice for you? Okay. I remember one time, because when I was young, I used to have asthma a lot. And there was not all this medicine that you guys have now. As soon as you come in that ER, they stick an IV in you. They gave you like 1-2 treatments. If you didn't respond, they stuck an IV in you. And the most dreaded part was when it came time for that IV. Because it was always some rough, arrogant, nasty. There wasn't all these Hispanic and black nurses and doctors like you have now. It was mostly Edomites. I used to go to Jacoby Hospital. And it was like they were practicing on my damn arm.
Yep. Watch this. Black patients are systematically undertreated for pain. Decades of research have shown, and a study published Monday sheds light on one factor that might contribute to this disparity. In a survey of 222 white medical students and residents, about half endorsed false beliefs about biological differences between blacks and whites. And those who did also perceived blacks as feeling less pain than whites, and were more likely to suggest inappropriate medical treatment for black patients, according to the paper published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. First author Kelly Hoffman, a 6-year PhD candidate in psychology, and we're reading about these different roots on the eugenics tree at the University of Virginia, said that to her knowledge, this is the first study that connects racial bias about biology, racial perception of pain, and the accuracy of medical advice. The overall survey included 100 lay people and over 400 medical students and residents of different racial groups, asking them what they thought about statements like, black people's nerve endings are less sensitive than white people's nerve endings, which the author says is false, and whites are less likely to have a stroke than blacks, which authors say is true. They also asked participants to imagine how much pain white or black individuals would experience in situations like getting their hand slammed in a car door. Researchers also asked medical students to suggest treatment for the patients. Then they looked at the relationship between those three categories. There were many false beliefs espoused all around. But for white respondents specifically, those false beliefs correlated with their belief that blacks feel less pain on average. Right. What's more, those medical students and residents with a higher than average level of false beliefs gave less accurate advice 15% of the time. For non-white medical students and residents, false beliefs didn't correlate with their perception of pain or the accuracy of their treatment recommendations. Dr. David Satin, an assistant professor at the University of Minnesota Medical School, who directs courses on topics of race, said that this study underscores the importance of teaching medical students to think critically about race and to understand how implicit bias impacts care. I thought they said we were all equal and all of that. You see how that's BS, right? If you're women. Oh, Satin said he was disturbed by how many medical students and residents agreed with some of the false beliefs, such as the belief that blacks age more slowly than whites. Well, we do. With which 28% of surveyed second-year medical students agreed. If you're really dedicated to science, that makes no sense, Satin said. Even if race is biological, that makes no sense. I'm disturbed by the fact that so many people endorse that. This particular area is one of the most consequential in medicine, said Lundy Braun, a professor of medical science and Africana studies at Brown University. I hope that it helps to unsettle and change the scandalous undertreatment of blacks for pain. A study published last year found that black children were less likely than whites to receive pain medication in the emergency room. You see that? A study published last year found that black children were less likely than whites to receive pain medication in the emergency room.
I've seen that straight up with my 2 black eyeballs. I've seen that thing. The person have to scream and say, "Give me some medication, damn it!" They have to lose it. They have to act a fool for him to get some attention, to get some pain medication. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
2 years. A study published last year found that black children were less likely than whites to receive pain medication in the emergency room while being treated for appendicitis. That's in your stomach, right? 2 years ago, a study found that black veterans were less likely to be prescribed opioids than were whites for moderate or high levels of pain. Because this study was a constructed experiment and did not examine real medical interactions, Hoffman did not want to discuss the clinical significance of the findings. The study also examined correlation but not causation. Hoffman is collaborating with 4 medical schools to study whether educating students differently may reduce racial bias both in pain perception and treatment accuracy. All this goes back to slavery. These white students were taught by their parents, so forth and so on, that we are inhumane, we are 3/5 of a man, we are animals. That's the mindset of what these doctors.
This is the point that I was making a while back when I was saying, although we sit in the same classroom with them and learning from the one single instructor, your education and their education is totally different.
Exactly. If y'all see the movie Get Out, there's a scene where a little skinny white boy says to the black guy, he says, with your genetic makeup, if you really push yourself to the limits, you can be a beast. And talking about the martial arts, he was saying, our genetic makeup. Now, so we talked about GMOs. We talked about the FDA, which is the Food and Drug Administration, how they deal with us. People may say, and we talked about how they're doing things in Africa, poisoning the soils, creating these false foods, just like they're doing here in America. How can we escape? Where can we go? Where can we go? Go back to Ezekiel 4:13. Watch the prophecy. Then I'm going to give you the solution.
Ezekiel chapter 4, verse 13. And the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles.
So it's obvious that the Most High God knew our state, our condition of being here in Babylon the Great, as well as our people scattered throughout the world. That the foods would be infected, the water would be poisoned, we would be eating genetically modified organisms, things like that. This is what the Lord said. Give me Sirach 37. You got some of us, like we was joking, some of us, oh, I'm going to go vegan, I'm not eating no meat. Okay, well, that's poison too, with all your chemtrails and pesticides on that. Okay. This is what the Lord said. He gave us a dietary law, right? Now, we know that following the dietary law is a source of life. But in the dietary law, watch what he says here. Read this.
What verse?
Sirach 37, verse 29 to 31.
Sirach 37, verse 29. Be not unsatiable in any dainty thing.
Be not unsatiable in any dainty, going into sweets. Don't be unsatiable. Go ahead.
Nor too greedy upon meats.
Nor too greedy upon meats. You got to ask yourself, why is that in the Bible? Why did the Lord say? You don't think he figured out we would be in this age we're living in with all these poisonous foods and all that? He's telling us, eat smaller bits. Listen to me, and you're going to prolong your life. You'll be a little better. Read it again.
Be not unsatiable in any dainty thing, nor too greedy upon meats. For excess of meats bringeth sickness.
He says excess of meats brings sickness. Go ahead.
And surfeiting will turn into into choler.
Surfeiting goes back to excess of eating. Then choler goes into sickness again. Was that it?
By surfeiting have many perished.
By overeating have many perished. Go ahead.
But he that taketh heed prolongeth his life.
But he, see that? He that taketh heed prolongeth. Many of us don't take heed. So we've been eating like dogs from the beginning. Some of us are way overweight, obese. Now we learn the truth, and we say, I'm still going to overeat. Now we get cancer. We get all these different things that we just saw on the news. And diabetes, I wonder why, Lord Jesus, you do this to me. You're not listening. He said, give me the next scripture. I think it might be Sirach, it might be chapter 31. I'm trying to guess. 31:19. Thank you.
31:19. Sirach 31:19. A very little is sufficient for a man well nurtured.
Y'all see that? A very little is sufficient for a man. You don't think the Lord knew we would be eating defiled foods? He knew we'd be eating defiled food. Everything's poisoned. He says a very little. But no, we in America. We're in America. I need 3-5 meals a day. I got to eat till I can't eat no more. Till my belly swell.
When you look at some of the documentaries when they show what they quote unquote call third world people, right? And you're sitting in your American life, so to speak, your American mindset. And you hear about how the people eat in terms of the amount of food. And you hear something like a plate, what we consume on one plate of food will feed a whole family for like 2-3 days. And you think to yourself, how could that? You can't even fathom that kind of thinking. Can you? Can you? Be honest with me. A plate of food will come in here, you that'll be gone, and you want more. Want another one. You understand? But you go over, you go overseas, and they talk about a whole plate will feed a family of like 5 or 10 people. A plate of food, and they're alive, and they can run from here to Wyoming, and we can't run 10 steps.
Exactly.
Yeah, the Lord is telling us that give yourself time, so the system He created can, work His way up. But you put food upon food, food upon food, the system is not working like that. That's why the Lord wants you to do it little, then the system He creates you with can work for you.
Hey, and then they want to run to the Ella. Then they want to run to the gym. That's another thing. After they don't get big and swell, I gotta go to the gym to lose some weight. But listen, if you just apply what the Most High God tell you to do, you understand? Mitch is what the elder brought it out. Eat little. That's it. That alone going to help you, because our forefathers, why our forefathers always kept healthy and so forth, because the way how our forefathers eat. We wasn't going to the scripture said bodily exercise profit little. You understand? It profit little to go to the gym and work out, or to work out and so forth. But what really profit you is how you eat and take care of yourself. Exactly. You understand? What you put into your body.
You know what, Sir? Remember we read at the beginning of class, the law is spiritual? These are laws. It's their spiritual cause and reaction if we disobey these basic things like we're reading. Like the Sabbath, when the Lord says no cooking on the Sabbath. The law is spiritual, but we don't understand it. The Lord said, listen, I'm telling you, I don't want you to have no hot meals on this day. It's for a spiritual reason behind it.
Yes.
Okay, watch this. Let's read that again.
Bishop, well, hold on. Start from 16, because we're missing a whole lot there.
Okay, start from 16.
Eat as it becometh a man, those things which are set before thee, and devour not, lest thou be hated.
Meaning don't be greedy, lest you be hated. Go ahead.
Leave off first for manners' sake.
Leave off first. Have some etiquette. Have some manners. Go ahead.
And be not unsatiable, lest thou offend.
Don't be unsatiable. Got to eat everything on the table. Go ahead.
When thou sittest among many, reach not thine hand out first of all.
Yeah, because you're greedy. Go ahead.
A very little is sufficient for a man well nurtured.
Remember, this is all spiritual. Although we read this and laugh about etiquette, it's really deeper than what we're seeing on. It's a lot deeper than what we're thinking. He's telling us how to survive here in Babylon. Go ahead.
And he fetcheth not his wind short upon his bed.
Gas. Go ahead.
Sound sleep cometh of moderate eating.
Good sleep comes of moderate eating. Some of us we toss and turn in the sleep. We wake up all during the middle of the night because we troubled, because you ate half the table yesterday. Go ahead.
He riseth early, and his wits are with him.
Some of us wake up early and we dull-minded. We got to get in the shower. We got to drink coffee because our wits is not there.
They call it brain fog.
Brain fog.
Because when you sleep, your body repairs itself. Your body is not supposed to be breaking down food that you put. That's why they say don't eat and then go straight to sleep. You're supposed to eat before you go to sleep, at least 2 hours before you go to sleep, because your body is restoring itself as you're asleep. So a lot of you like to eat and then go straight to sleep. That's bad for your body because it puts a strain on your digestive system, and that's what the Lord is telling us here. Esau just found that out. Read on.
Go ahead.
Well, can I say something real quick? One of the things that we overlook is that the way we eat is a result of our psychology in terms of how we think. They have a term that they call eating disorders. A lot of times we would do a lot of overeating because we're compensating for something to make us feel good. Where food is like a drug. People will eat when they're not even hungry. I need something to do, let me eat. I'm bored, let me eat. That kind of thing. You got to look at things like that.
Read on.
Sound sleep cometh of moderate eating. He riseth early, and his wits are with him. But the pain of watching and choler and pains of the belly are with an unsatiable man.
So if you unsatiable, you on that seafood diet, not SEA, SEE food diet. You see it, you got to eat it.
What they call it, a big eye see and the big eye want.
Exactly. Go ahead.
Eyes bigger than the stomach. That's what they call it.
Mm-hmm.
And if thou hast been forced to eat, arise, go forth, vomit, and thou shalt have rest.
So God said if you ate too much because somebody forced you to eat, he says go vomit. Your body don't need all that food. Go ahead.
My son, hear me and despise me not.
So this is what we're saying. Verse 22 is heavy. My son, this is God speaking. Hear me and despise me not. Go ahead.
And at the last thou shalt find as I told thee.
You're going to find as I have told you. Go ahead.
In all thy works be quick.
Do it now. In all your works be quick. Don't wait till tomorrow. Do it today. Go ahead.
So shall there no sickness come unto thee.
So there shall no sickness come unto thee. So we just saw all this stuff about GMOs, the medical field and all that. The Lord is telling us, he said, listen, I prophesied you're going to eat your foods defiled. The solution is follow my commandments, follow the sub-statutes, we'll eat small portions, you're going to be okay. Some of us don't want to hear that, though. No,
Bishop. Let me bring them the science behind the word of God. Esau just started a thing now on YouTube called intermittent fasting. How many of you heard of it? Who could tell me what it consists of? Y'all said you heard it, now all the hands go down. They're like, I don't know. I just saw it. I just saw it. What it consists of? You better get it right. You got them glasses on. You look real smart. Go ahead.
The mic should have been on already.
Shalom.
Go ahead. Tell me what it means.
What's your name?
Shemariah.
Shemariah.
Intermittent fasting consists of eating one meal a day.
Well, not one. Not one. Some people are doing one. But let me just explain it so we can speed up with the class.
And eat some chicken.
Eat some chicken so you don't look like one. Intermittent fasting is where you eat certain times of the day and you only eat in that space. Like, for instance, I just did it for the whole month of February, and it worked excellent. Excellent, which was this. You pick an 8-hour window. There's 24 hours in the day. You sleep for 8. You're up for 8. Okay, and you only eat for 8. So what they were saying, what Esau's saying is, only eat within that 8-hour window and don't go over a certain amount of food. This is the first time I ever did it, and I didn't watch what I ate. I ate whatever I want, but I only ate it in that 8-hour window, and I only ate till I was full. Okay? And I diet a lot because I used to be in the gym. I used to work out. I used to exercise. But this was the first time ever that I conditioned my body to lose weight without a lot of planning, which was this. The first 4 hours that you wake up, you don't eat. And the last 4 hours you go to sleep, you don't eat. So you're going to starve yourself for 4 hours out of the day. Now, I use the word starve. No, it's not starve. You're not going to feel it. You're not going to know what's going on. So what he just said is, it's working so good that some people are saying, I only need to eat one time for the day. There's a bodybuilder on YouTube now that he's already proven. There's scientists around him. He got a book deal. Everybody's looking at him because now he says he's a vegan and this and that. And a lot of people don't believe him because he's so muscular. But what happened was his metabolism adapted to him eating so little food. Where even, like I said, it's not what you eat, it's how much you are eating. And that's what the Most High is saying here. What we don't understand is our body, the way the Most High designed it, it can take a lot more abuse than you think, where even though we're putting all these bad things in, if we restrict them, our body will fight it off and heal it. Okay? No matter all that stuff that they're saying, all that bad stuff, if you do it to a minimum, your body will fight it off and it will heal it and it will regenerate itself. Like they were showing with the liver. A lot of stuff that you could do destroys your liver, but your liver knows how to regenerate itself. Okay? Your heart, everything, almost all your organs, they know how to regenerate itself. But what the Most High showed us here is to do everything in moderation and little amounts. Because the psychology, like Deacon Yawasab said, we already condition ourselves to overeat. And that's why the Lord says, only eat a little bit and you'll be free from sickness. Because your body can fight a lot of the stuff that they're throwing at it. The problem is you eat too damn much. Okay?
What are you going to say? Y'all heard about that sister named Henrietta Lacks? Henrietta Lacks, her cells were used to study cancer and all that, and he did a lot of healing. Esau knows that in the black and Israelite, I'll say the Israelite metabolism, there's something that they don't understand, that we tend to, like it says, and give me that one in Exodus 1. This is what the Egyptians found out about us.
Verse 12. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew.
You see that? The more Esau, the more they afflict us, they say these people keep multiplying. The same thing that ancient Egypt did, America's doing now. This is what we were showing y'all today on the screen. The more they afflict us with the poisonous water in Flint, Michigan, the poisonous water in Washington, D.C., the GMOs, the bad medical practices, we still keep multiplying. And they cannot figure out why. Because there is a God. That's why. Come on.
And they were grieved because of the children of Israel.
They were grieved because of us. Was that it?
Yes, sir. That's it.
No, so, Exodus 1:19.
19.
Exodus 1:19. And the midwives said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are lively, and are delivered ere the midwives come in unto them.
Genetically, they were stronger than the other nations around them. And that's what the bishop is bringing out. Why do you think they did so much experiments on the black woman's, the placenta? They take a lot of stuff that they say they throw away when y'all have the abortion and stuff. They're using that stuff. Okay? They're using that stuff. They don't just throw it out. Your blood, everything, they're using it. Your organs, they're using it.
Right, that goes back. Write her name down, Henrietta Lacks. They use her cells to fight cervical cancer. They said the cells in this woman, and most of us never heard of her.
That's right.
But they said her cells were so strong,
that's right,
it could fight off a lot of sickness. And to this day, they got her cells in a laboratory.
That's right. Okay? So the point that I was making was, yes, they throwing a lot of stuff at us. But the way to combat is to keep this commandment you just read. Right. A little is sufficient for a man well nurtured. Okay? Because almost all the stuff that they tell you, like for instance now, they're telling you this thing about a ketogenic diet. How many of y'all heard of that? A ketogenic diet. Very few of you, because it's new. And what they're saying is, for many, many years, it was telling us, stay away from fats, stay away from fats, stay away from fats. Now you got Esau say eating high fats, because they're saying that you need the fats now to regulate brain function and to regulate how your body burns calories. If you put in a certain amount of fat, your body will use that for fuel and then burn your body fat. Okay, so they're always changing things. Before it was restrict your carb intake and restrict your sugar. Now they go into the ketogenic diet, and they have all these testimonials of how great this one works. Okay? But the bottom line is just what I said. You got to stick with what the scriptures say. A little is sufficient for a man well nurtured. If you're taking care of your body and you're doing what the Most High says and you're not overeating, you'll overcome whatever they throw at you.
Right. This is it. This is Henrietta Lacks. Before her death in 1951, her doctor took and saved several tissue samples from her cervix without her permission or knowledge. From these cells came the world's first immortal cell line. Her cells have been used to develop everything from cloning to the polio vaccine. That was a polio vaccine. They have been used to develop cancer drugs, drugs to treat HIV, herpes, Parkinson's disease, and hundreds of others. Scientists have grown more than 20 tons of her cells. They wicked. Esau is a Frankenstein. Scientists have grown more than 20 tons of her cells, and they're involved in more than 1,100 patents.
Yeah, you know what Esau telling us. Our body create like that. That's what he's saying, because there was a black woman. Our body create to fight these demonic things that create today. That's what Esau trying to tell us.
Get Job 5. Go ahead. What are you going to say? Job 5 and 12. Go ahead.
When we read Genesis 25, right, it says that what? That one nation going to be stronger than the other. That shows that genetically, I think I drank some of that water when I was young, man. Genetically, that means we stronger than the nations, man. We as a people is stronger than them. Our body heal itself. We are different from the other nations. All right, so that's what we got to understand. We are stronger than them. The Most High designed it like that.
Get Job 5 and 12. Look at all that wine they gave me. Somebody trying to kill me. Read that. Job 5
Job
and 12.
5 and 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty.
So the Lord disappointeth the devices of the crafty. All that the white man has proposed against us, the Lord said he disappoints the devices of the crafty. Go ahead.
So that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
All that the white man has set forth to do, the Lord says, don't worry. I'm going to disappoint everything they've set forth to do against my people. Go ahead.
He taketh the wise in their own craftiness.
He taketh the wise in their own craftiness. Go ahead.
And the counsel of the froward is carried headlong.
Meaning he's going to put him to death. Because if you trip and stumble and land on your head, that's death. So that's what it means when it says, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. Go ahead.
They meet with darkness in the daytime.
So when the white man think it's time to rejoice, that's his daytime. It says they meet with darkness in the daytime. That's why it says destruction shall come when? At noonday. Go ahead.
And grope in the noonday as in the night.
There you go right there. And grope in the noonday as, that's a good precept right there. Go ahead.
But he saveth the poor from the sword.
Y'all see that? So we're the poor. The Lord says he saveth the poor, meaning poor in spirit. That's what he's talking about. He saveth the poor from the sword.
From their mouth.
From their mouth.
And from the hand of the mighty.
So some of you might think that poor is talking about a little Edomite who ain't got no damn money. It ain't talking about an Edomite ain't got no damn money. Get that in Isaiah 14, the last verse, to prove who the poor is. Because some of y'all read poor all through the Bible and go, oh, it's anybody that ain't got no money. That ain't what it's talking about. Isaiah 14, I think it's the last verse. Is that it?
Yes, it is. Isaiah 14:32. What shall one then answer the messengers of the nation? That the Lord hath founded Zion, and the poor of his people shall trust in it.
Y'all see that? The poor of his people. He has founded Zion. Zion is another name for the Israelites. Okay? And he said, and the poor of his people. We're the poor. Okay? Last scripture, Habakkuk 3:14. So all that secret plots, I ain't worried about it. If we apply these biblical laws, these principles to our lives, we're going to be all right.
That's right. They'll fail.
Exactly.
Everything they're doing will fail. Because some of y'all are acting like Donald Trump is God on earth. That's how y'all acting with him.
Habakkuk 3:14. Thou didst strike through with his staves the head of his villages.
This is the second coming of Christ. He's going to destroy the heads, the leading governments, their leaders. Go ahead.
They came out as a whirlwind.
The nation shall come out as a whirlwind against the Messiah.
To scatter me.
To destroy him. Go ahead.
Their rejoicing
was
as to devour the poor secretly.
Y'all see that? They always wanted to destroy us secretly. It's never, oh, we're trying to kill all blacks and Latinos. It's always secretly. That's what the Food and Drug Administration, the Edomite that we saw, the scientist, he says they put cancerous agents to affect black people. If y'all look at that movie 3 the Hard Way, some of you old school brothers may have seen it. Remember they were trying to come up with something that was racially geared, genetically engineered to affect only black people. And they've come to that point in their science now. Okay, this is why we never got cancer before. Skin cancer especially, now we're getting it, is something that we're eating, okay, that they're not going to bring forth that what it is. But they know what it is that we got, that we're eating. Might be like we were talking about the estrogen, it might deal with all of that.
Yes.
But it's something we can't avoid.
Right. They put it in a way because that's a big thing now since I've been doing my research about the estrogen. It's wreaking havoc on your body. And cortisol, okay? When your stress levels get high, your body secretes a lot of it, and it starts to destroy a lot of your organs. It weakens your body, so it makes you more susceptible to get sick from a lot of other things.
So that's why the Lord said the joy of the Lord is your strength.
It's your strength. They're not going to cure your sickness. They're going to mask the symptoms with medicine, okay? Because their job, what keeps them in business, is to keep you coming back to treat the symptoms and not exactly what it is that's ailing you. Okay, that's why that's big business. They're not, but you're going to find out when we take control of the earth that they had a cure for everything. They just didn't tell your black behind. They just never told you. That's why the safest thing that we could do now that we're in the scriptures is restrict our food intake. And it's not hard. Because I'm a greedy Negro. Y'all see how I am with that unleavened bread and that pizza. I haven't ate pizza in an entire month. And it was because I heard one Edomite say that it's psychological, your dependency upon it. It's comfort food. A lot of the stuff we reach for, we do it because it comforts us. We're not doing it because we need it. You don't need as much as what you're saying. I watched one other doctor who says that he's only been eating vegetables because he had a lot of things wrong with him. And he said, I'm a doctor and I know what those medications do. He said, I'm not going to take them. So, and there's a Benjamite brother that was explaining that he cured himself of, what's the thing when you get seizures again? Epilepsy. Okay? Simply by adjusting his diet. Because the medication that they're keeping, it'll control the seizures, but it won't take away what's ailing you, the sickness. So there's a lot of stuff Esau's doing where we got to come back to the Most High in his words and forget about what he's saying is going to cure us.
Right. Hey, that goes also when Christ said that when he leaves, we shall fast often.
Often.
We don't realize that fasting is spiritual. Right. I heard that before he died, Dr. Sabi said a lot of things, sicknesses that are in us, if we begin to regularly fast, it'll start to purge the stuff from us.
I'm glad you touched that. What it does is, who knows what the fasting does? It stops inflammation. Inflammation is a cause of so many things that happen in your colons, in your joints, in your arteries. When you restrict the food coming in for a while, it gives your body a chance to rejuvenate. That's why Christ said for us to fast often. It restricts inflammation. You feel the difference after you come off the fast, especially when you fast frequently. That's why that guy on YouTube, he was saying he only eats once a day, and he's conditioned himself to that, and that's why he's so strong. He won't reveal his age. If you notice, a lot of the people that are older, 65, 70, that look real young, the key thing was they restrict their food intake. And that's why if you cannot do the full 24-hour fast, the one that you're supposed to do, you should at least try to do intermittent fasting, where you stretch out the time periods in which you eat and only eat for a certain amount of time of the day. There's a reason why. There's a reason why he said that if you overeat and go to sleep, that you don't wake up with your wits. Chemically, it does something to you. Okay, your body doesn't have time. Your body's not supposed to be breaking down food when you sleep. Your body's supposed to be fixing itself while you sleep. And that's that's a fast. That's why the first meal that you have is called break fast. When you go to sleep, it's a fasting period that you're supposed to be healing yourself.
Some people dream about eating ASAP.
Hey,
That's right.
hey, also
That's that sickness I was talking about. Go ahead, Deacon.
Also, it take self-control and so forth to discipline. It take discipline, self-control to control what you're eating and so forth. You know, because I ain't eat no meat in like 2 months and something, but I'm telling you, sometimes brothers come around with some curry chicken, you know, or some Popeyes chicken. I love Popeyes. I see that thing, I'm like, damn, you know, but no, I'm telling you. But I'm like, damn, I'm trying to train myself to control my spirit. I said, I'm going to see how long I could go without eating no meat. You know what I mean? I don't know, I might give in a year or a couple months, might be next week. But, you know.
Well, they call chicken poetry, so that's not, they call chicken poetry, so it's not exactly.
No, I know ain't nothing wrong with it, but it's the teacher, when the things that you like, you know, like steak and all of that, when you restrain your body from having it, you know, it teach you discipline. You know, and because now, I ain't gonna eat all day and it ain't gonna really affect me. Sometimes all day my wife could vouch for that. All day I go without eating, and then when I get home, that's when I eat. Sometimes I get up, I drink some tea and stuff in the morning, and I go on, and my mind ain't even on it. And the thing about it, I doesn't even feel hungry. So I'm like, damn, I'm like, yo, what's going on? So it's ironic you bring this out now, Elder, because you know, you going that long and you ain't eating and you don't even feel hungry. You know, and you know sometimes when you go to fast and so forth, you feel hungry. So now when you fast, it's not like it's like nothing, you know? It's like nothing. That's why, you know, some brothers go 3, 4, 5 days fasting and so forth. That's because usually brothers like that, they control their diet and so forth. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So before we close out, if you haven't seen the movie Get Out, make sure you see that. See that movie. I'm going to show you the scripture that it's based on. This is Joshua 23. Read that. Joshua 23, verse 12 and 13. It's about how Esau envies the genetics of black men and black women and want to be us. They don't want to go through what we go through, but they want our bodies. They want our organs. They want our parts. And it's about coagula, how they mix the brains together. White brains into a black body. Watch this. So in order, the way they got the black people, they had this white woman go through it. She got a lesbian black woman, got her, and they looked for dumb black men that love white women and suck at them. Then at the end, she looking for basketball players. I thought that was funny. Read that.
Joshua 23, verse 12. Else, if you do in any wise go back and cleave unto the remnant of these nations, even these that remain among you, and shall make marriages with them, and go in unto them, and they to you, know for a certainty that the Lord your God will no more drive out any of these nations from before you, but they shall be snares and traps unto you, and scourges in your sides, and thorns in your eyes, until ye perish from off this good land which the Lord your God hath given you.
That's what Get Out is about. The black man that just loved Miss Ann. And he ruled the day he went with her. But that was it. So giving all praises to the Most High. Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel, Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this and join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.